I found out about this track in a kind of interesting way. I was rewatching the series Breaking Bad, fantastic series, and there's an episode where Walt is driving down a highway and he has a cracked windshield where this song is playing in the background, and instantly I thought the song sounded super interesting. It sounded like it had a kind of dark, deeper meaning to it than the surface, and all of this I got from the tiny snippet that I was hearing. Now, I did a little bit of research. It's from the band America, which has an interesting origin story. The trio are the sons of US Air Force personnel, and they formed in London. They're a band called America. Their fathers worked in the US Air Force and they were formed in London. Kind of cool little interesting origin story. So here we go. Let's check out this song and see what it's all about. This is A Horse With No Name by the band America. Oh yeah, I remember this guitar. It really struck out at me. Very ominous.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain.
Very descriptive.
The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound.
Okay, I mean, just as a very initial take, that right there could belong in a novel that was written by a novelist. Look how descriptive this is. You are there with this guy. You are in the driver's seat here on this journey in this hot desert road. I mean, this line to me was the one that struck out the most. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. You can imagine it, can't you? Like a desert atmosphere where there's like this buzz in the air. And even though you can't see anything around you, this buzz is constant. And a kind of the idea of these like wavy lines that come from the heat rising up from the ground, right? I can see, at least in my head, very, very descriptive. I like that. And it's got some element to it that reminds me of The Doors. Is it just me? It has that element to it, something very cinematic.
It was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to check out this song is even though there wasn't much of it in the Breaking Bad episode, something struck out at me and I thought there was a depth to the song. Seems like I was kind of on the money here. This is a great chorus, man. The idea of this chorus, right? I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Like he went out there to get lost. To get lost. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name. And then the ending line, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. That is the key part, right? This idea of this guy wanting to get away from people. People are the cause of pain and suffering. And in this isolation, I can hear my name again. Really quite deep. And there's something kind of like Native American about it too, right? I've even seen the cover art for it, and there was Native Americans in the background of the trio, the America brand. I can certainly feel that element, the wisdom especially of those lines.
After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red.
Doesn't that sound like Jim Morrison?
After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Here's where the Native American part comes up again. This is like a very native couple of lines in the sense that there's wisdom in nature, right? Being one with nature. It talked about I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed. It's like he was looking at this thing, and this thing was speaking to him. Very cool concept, man. Really cool concept. I like this.
After 9 days, I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Great
It felt
verse.
good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Okay, the last third looks like it's sort of this last bit, which is the very melodic part of it. I really like that part. Let's just talk about this last verse, right? So this dude comes out into the desert, or the horse with no name. The idea that he's trying to get lost. He doesn't want any recollection of the past, right? That's the idea of the horse with no name. He comes here empty to get filled up and to gain knowledge, right? That's what I'm taking away from it. But the stuff he says here, after 9 days, I let the horse run free because the desert had turned to sea. So his journey was coming to an end. He was coming to the end of the desert, perhaps. And then he has this kind of epiphany about the city, because the ground in the city is full of heart. Like it has an ability to give you nourishment, right? But the humans will give you no love. With the idea that the desert is empty and almost dead, but he's found some kind of peace and wisdom and understanding from this journey in the desert. And I really like these lines here as well, where he says the ocean is a desert with its life underground and perfect disguise above. Whoa. It's true, right? Really cool verse. Really cool verse. The idea of taking wisdom from nature, and this is this journey this dude has gone in. Let's finish this track up. Really cool song, man. I really like that track right there, man. Very cinematic. It lived up to the kind of idea I had for it, that it was going to be deeper and have some kind of message to it from the little snippet that I heard. It's cool that a song can have that effect. So I was also saying that it reminds me of The Doors a little bit. And again, I think it's because it's cinematic and it also has that spiritual element to it. I think a lot of The Doors music has that too, but this track in particular has this kind of Native American wisdom. I think that seems to be a part of the track, seems to be a part of the cover art too that I saw for it. But all in all, a really cool story about this journey of this guy who goes into the desert to like kind of find himself or find some answers, and he leaves with a cool new understanding. At least it seems like to me. Dope track, man. I need to maybe listen to more of America. If they make music like this, I'm into it, man. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next reaction.